Happy Monday morning, everyone, and welcome back to Goat Media Invest. As always, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Let's start there. Just happy to, you know, we're all here on the side of the living. So, um, blessings to everyone. All right, starting out here with Bitcoin. Over the weekend, we just kind of stayed in this really tight consolidation area, just hanging into this tight consolidation area. But we are starting to see a little bit of a uptick in making the higher highs and potentially the. I can't really claim the higher lows just yet, but we definitely are starting to see some higher price action being formed. You can see here. So that's a plus. All I've done here on my 15-minute time frame is just mark out a consolidation range I was noticing on the daily time frame. So we were coiling right through here on the daily time frame, and I just added in the point of control, the volume weighted, not volume weighted, but just a range here, point of control range here, just based on this little small area here. And we're trying to hold this prior resistance area here. Uh, so I've marked this out here. It's a nice little bounce up from there. I'm going to see how we react, just coming back to the top side of the daily range that we've been in. See how we react here. If we get stopped, if we get rejected here, if we're able to break out and manage to push forward. Our main resistance area is right in here at the moment. We are trying to get back into the value area. Let's see. Let's see what we're trying to get back into the point of control, I believe. Yep. We are trying to get back into the point of control here. If you go over to your weekly time frame, just your larger area here across the top. We're trying to get back above this point of control. So you can see how we're rejecting right here at this point of control. At the moment, we do want to see us get back above that, flip that back into support. I tried to find a good way of drawing out this line. Looks like I'm going to have to rethink how I did it. As I zoom in on it, I can see how imperfect it was. So let me do that. There we go. So about 63, 670. We'll just rock with that. But trying to get back above the point of control, seeing that rejection there on the weekly time frame. Same situation if we take a look at the monthly time frame. Nothing much has really changed in that regard. So if we move over to the monthly time frame, again, still not managing to get back into the channel and hold it as support. So if I just line chart this right here, you can see that we're still struggling to get back into this macro channel here as well. The first rejection actually came off of, I added the additional VWAP in here off of our last pivot here. So we got rejected right there off of that VWAP right there. But yeah, we're at some major resistance. If we do manage to get back in, or get back above this point of control that we're struggling with at the moment. I mean, heavy resistance in here now, much heavier resistance now. If we do manage to get back above it, we still will have to deal with this 65,500, where we've seen many rejections from. I'm actually hoping that this is going to happen. So I'm looking for this right now. I do have my long position open from here, and I'm looking to take the profit up here. But this has been a huge rejection point right here. So it's an institutional sell wall right here. You can see we reject there, we reject right in here, reject right in here, reject there, reject here, reject it right over here. We held it here, but it is a institutional rejection point right here for Bitcoin, 65.5. But right now, our big thing right now is really just trying to get back above that point of control on the weekly time frame and back inside that channel on the monthly time frame. That's to the upside. To the downside, we do still have an abundance of liquidity down through here. We have these lows in here that we have not taken yet. We haven't even taken this double equal low liquidity that we have sitting in here. And we're starting to see ourselves build in a little bit more liquidity in here. So tons of liquidity here to the downside, tons of it. And then we have our golden pocket retracement here as well, which is something that we could look for um, from this low here up to this high here. First things first is really trying to see if we get this 4 hour time frame to play out the positive RSI that we have here. And we are a little high on certain indicators. We are a tad bit high, but we were looking at the fact that we were seeing some exhaustion here, but we weren't managing to really break through. We were putting in a little bit of bearish divergence in the process of trying to get that move up. So that was one thing that was holding us down. You can see it a lot clearer through here. You can see the bear divs a lot clearer through here. So we need to invalidate the bearish divergence, which means, seeing some sort of a closure above this high here for starters. All of this, it's a little bearish right now compared to the oscillator. A little bearish right now compared to the oscillator. But if we can get above here and see a closure above here, then we can start to invalidate some of this bearish divergence. This high right here is 64,300. I'm just going to say 64.3. Okay, so if we can do that, we could be in some good grace to see ourselves come back up here around this local resistance point, which is going to offer a lot of liquidity above this line. So whether we're coming for this, if you're bullish, then we're coming for this liquidity here. That will flip us back above our point of control, and we'll have some support below us. We can come in and we can take the liquidity across our highs, as opposed to taking the liquidity across our lows in here. But we're just stuck in the middle. Honestly, just really stuck in the middle. Not a lot going on here for Bitcoin. Let's see what we did here on the daily. Yeah, still get rid of that now. Let's focus on what we actually got our breakdown of momentum in here. Yeah, just you can see how tight the MACD and the delta is here, just really holding on to the zero line, which is basically consolidation, looking for some sort of an impulsive, looking for some sort of a volatile move is what we're waiting for. I'm starting to get positive here on the RSI, which is cool. Momentum is not broken just yet, not to the upside, but I mean, that's a good start. That is a good start right there. All right, let me add a little music for my awkward silence. Let's go with down tempo here. I hope that's not too loud. Alrighty. I was looking at altcoins a little bit over the weekend, and I stumbled across Chainlink's chart, and I'm really loving Chainlink right now. So I actually met this guy yesterday. Was it yesterday or Saturday? It may have been Saturday. I think it was Saturday. and he was looking to allocate about 2% of his portfolio into something else. Not financial advice, because I don't give financial advice, but I was mentioning to him that Chainlink is looking really good, and if you're looking to allocate a little bit of your portfolio, your dry powder, I would be looking at Chainlink right now. I'm gonna put us over on the Chainlink chart as Bitcoin is starting to push up right here. I'm loving this right now. We're looking to see if we're gonna reject through here or if we're gonna be able to break through here and get higher. I got some nice little equal liquidity through here as well. We did take out the liquidity from this high right here. This is based on a daily. Therefore, I'm not concerned about the fact that we closed outside of the range and then we came back into it here. Not a big deal for me. If we did that on the daily, it would be a big deal because that would be extreme weakness. But as the title indicates, retail is just not really here for it. To be honest with you, retail is really just not here for it. I guess a lot of people are starting to feel really discouraged right now. You're looking at the stock market, you're looking at a lot of AI projects just really booming, and then you're seeing, the crypto space. I mean, just showing weakness, consolidation, not really giving you those returns that you're looking for. And I feel your frustration. I seriously feel your frustration. Nice little pop there, came out of nowhere. With that delta still reading negative, it could be bearish divergence. And let's let that thing do what it do. Mhm. I would have considered this one over here, but I'm just gonna go for this right here instead. Oh man. It's a perfect first little reaction there at our midpoint, which is what we tend to look for if we're looking for a rejection. It's going to be right there. Notice this one doesn't have a center because it's not order block anymore. I was trying to see if we could flip it into support, which we did. It's not over yet. It's just the first few minutes here. I have a squeeze or a trend. Once I flip into a trend, I pull that other one back up right there. But like I was saying, with the delta being, I mean, MACD is above delta, but right through here, you can see we're going to put in some bear divs across the MACD. We had this bear div here. And again, like I said, from that 4-hour time frame, we do have bearish divergence that we have to invalidate. just want to check something here. I'm actually going to use mine right here. Just want to see what that's looking like right there. Looks like we're trying on the 4-hour time frame. We're really trying on this 4-hour time frame. Um, we've really been trying to expand. You can see a little bit of curvature here on the BB right here. Like you can see a little bit of curvature here to the downside. We've been trying to, get through this range and get this expansion here. Let's see. Top 58. We're not really in a position to, from what I can tell, it doesn't look like we would see that expansion happen from right here. Like it would just be a failure from what I can tell. I know what I tend to look for when I'm looking at potential for a successful breakout, and I don't see that right now. Um, Now I've been sitting in that same short position from up higher, and it's really doing nothing for me. I've been thinking about just adding to that short. I mean, it really is doing nothing for me at this moment, nothing at all. Uh, I've not taken a lot of short opportunities because I'm already in that short. I've just not uh, taken some opportunities that I could have taken that could have been useful. Um, gonna pause on taking one right now though, but oh Lord, don't let me regret it. One thing you've been able to count on with Bitcoin is is shorts. For sure, for sure. Let's see what our impact is like on the rest of the market. I'm gonna while Bitcoin is doing that, I'm gonna look over here at Chainlink real quick with you guys, if you don't mind. So Chainlink is looking really good on the weekly time frame. It's not too often that I actually see Chainlink. I took a long position on Chainlink over the weekend. I've already closed it out because we lost momentum here on the 4-hour time frame, but we are just consolidating, putting in some sort of a pattern formation here at this VWAP here. The VWAP looks like it's off from this trend line right here, and it is because I did it off of a higher time frame. So once I plotted it and I could see that it actually made sense for it, I left it as it is. No sense in me trying to, do what I normally do for it. But it did start to break momentum right here. But you can see the bullish divs down below, which, is just creating this pattern that we're in currently. Rejection from the three. I closed out right in here because we were at the golden pocket 786. I can put us on a 1-hour time frame, something like that, so we can see it a lot better. So this is what we've been like right here. And I do believe, like I said, I think I put this off of a weekly. I just want to clarify that. That way I can share it with you, what I did here on Chainlink, because I was monitoring it on the weekly time frame. And let's see if I went for, nope, I did it off of the daily. So there you go. I dropped it off of this daily time frame here. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Yep, I dropped it off the daily. So that daily candle right there was the last one to come into contact with the trend line here to the upside. So I dropped it on that. And when I looked at it um, through a lower time frame lens, I could see that I didn't need to move it. So I left it like that, as opposed to me coming in here and doing, this is my last touch. It's a lot cleaner. So you see the difference in the cleanliness. So I like that. Um, I've already closed out the leveraged long position, but of course, you guys know, if you've been in this channel for a while, you know that I started accumulating chain link a while back. At actually the end of last year, I started accumulating chain link, and I had my DCA levels in here, as I could see that we were going to start to come into a place where chain link could potentially bounce. But there have been quite a bit of inflows in Chainlink, for its ETF as well. So that's another big thing. I am seeing that some potential selling could be coming in, of course, from Wales now that we've gotten this pump in here. But the weekly time frame looks absolutely amazing, amazing. If you're interested in Chainlink, maybe we can get another push down in here. I'm not looking at this to hold. I'm looking for something down here to hold. May not get that. We may not get that, but oh, that's but if we look here, I'm gonna hide my drawings. I hide my drawings here for a sec. I'm gonna come over here on the weekly time frame here. Um, Finally, we're back above the TMA here on the weekly time frame. Now we are still below the R mean, which is very close to a two. Let's start here. So finally, we've gotten back above this one. So this one through here, which doesn't happen too often. So when we see that, we know that we're in a pretty good position. We had the support to grow, start to build out underneath the lows in here, which is also a weekly level. You can see how many times we actually bounced through here. So it's also a strong weekly average range level through here as well. But this is looking really, really nice. And if I take us over here to, let's just go with oh, I don't have that in here anymore. Let's turn that off. I have to do it from here. You can see that we're still below this. This used to be our catch point right here. So we're below this right now. So I am looking for, if we can get the push up in here on Chainlink to there, and then maybe see some sort of a rejection point there. Let's see, I thought I had mapped that out in here. Let me look at my majors. Oh, I gotta turn back on my drawings. Let me turn that off. Let's turn off the anchor VWAP. Let's turn off the raise. And let's take a look at the majors right through here. Yeah, so what I was looking at, I mean, we're basically there. So around 990 and right here into about 11 buckaroos right through here. So in terms of the majors, that's what I would be looking for. If we can just get that little extra throw. Right now we're seeing a rejection. It's a mean reversion rejection that we have for Chainlink right now. It's a mean reversion rejection. So this is our mean right here. The green line is our mean. And then you can see, I got to turn off my candle colors. Don't worry about it. But you can see here. So it's just a mean reversion rejection. I don't need this anymore. So I'm going to, actually, I'm just going to hide it for now. Mean reversion rejection right now. But we get past this mean reversion rejection, like I said, somewhere just overhead. It is going to still be resistance coming in across these lows right here around 9.90. We can just say $10, and then here to about $11 right here. It's going to be a major issue for Chainlink, where we could see a rejection, and then we start to consolidate a little bit more before we see that actual full-blown move take place here for Chainlink. Another common theme, I don't know if you guys remember this, but last year as well, we caught this ride up here on Chainlink, um, right here, because Chainlink tends to go into its squeezes and get these breakouts, and it never seems to fail. We're in another squeeze right now. We did release the um, the pressure we had in here because we are above the 20 SMA right now. We would have to come back down below the 20 SMA in order for it to really register as a squeeze. So, but you can see your volatility range. Even with your volatility range, it's somewhere between the $10 to $11 volatility range right now until we see that breakout take place here for Chainlink. Let me turn off these two things right here. So right through here, you can see how this is almost positioned below that blue line. At least it was. That would have indicated the squeeze right here. So you can see how, again, the pressure, the squeezing pressure would have took place right through here, underneath there, just like over here. Like you can see the squeeze happening right through here. You can see the squeeze happening right through here as well. And we're trying to do this breakout thing in here, but this isn't going to work right now, as far as I can tell. But it's still a good place to be in. So if you're looking for an altcoin that could potentially work in your favor, it has a lot of probability, high probability for a successful break to the upside right now. It does, but I want you to be able to get a better entry on it if you weren't here for it. The DCA plan that was in place for Chainlink, which is based off of the weekly range levels anyway. And these levels have been the same for years now, because they're done based on years back. But I DCA'd starting from here. I started DCAing from here, and then I bought again there, and then I bought again here. So I bought there, I bought here, and I bought here. Yeah. So that has been that was my plan on the move down for Chainlink, which put us into our bear market lows. I want to see why that's not showing up for me though. I may have deleted it. I'm not sure. I can tell you a lot clearer. I'm gonna put this on a monthly time frame real quick here. Our bear market lows. Okay, Bitcoin. I gotta think for a second. Hold on. I keep going in and changing the names on things. Yeah, so our bear market lows was right here. So you can see that we sniped it a little bit. We sniped our bear market low right here a little bit with this candle down right here. We sniped it a little bit, but I DCA'd all the way into our bear market low. So that's why the buying started right through here. I dashed this out to know when I was in my zone to start my DCA. So there, and there, because it could have bounced from any one of those spots. We did the same thing over here. The last one where we pushed in below the bear market low cloud right here, and then that ended up being the end of it, and then we got our push to the upside. And here we didn't have that problem at all, but here we did break through it a little bit, and like I said, we broke through it a little bit right here. We could consolidate for a little while longer, but expect for us to see a nice push up out of here. And I suppose that we would be looking somewhere around the $20 range for Chainlink. I know it doesn't seem like a lot. Doesn't seem like a lot, but um, it would be somewhere in here. We called it pretty good the last time. We were looking for where price action could potentially stall out at. So we called it pretty good the last time. Uh, so let's hope that that's the case this time. But right now, yeah, I mean, Chainlink is looking really good now. Nothing has changed here for the most part on the monthly time frame, but it's the weekly time frame. The monthly time frame is just a little bit too extended out to really get a good sense of what's going to happen with Chainlink. But this is looking really wonderful right now. Just look for a little pullback first, because there are some whale wallets that are moving and they are trying to take some profit off of Chainlink right now. I mean, it's been a nice little push up for it so far. This doesn't work on any other time frame, so it has to be a macro. It has to be higher up, like monthly and above, to even use that. And the other reason why I'm saying give it a little bit of time too before you buy in, if you weren't already doing the DCA plan, because you can see the bear div across here. So you can see how price action has been putting in some bearish divergence across here. Had a swing fail right there. Can see another swing fail right here on the bear div coming up for Chainlink. But this is looking gorgeous. There was one for me right now. It's Chainlink. It's looking really nice. All right. So far, um, we've been doing good with Hyperliquid. So the Hyperliquid long is looking amazing, as I stated. Even though there was some news coming in that there were some selling, and we saw that, and I looked at it and I said it still looks very strong to me. It looks very strong to me. So the Hyperliquid long is going really well. If you were here for us when we did the Hyperliquid long, you should be up amazingly. We're coming into, and we finally got a grip on that value area low that we kept struggling with. Remember, we came up above that macro value area low. We kept seeing us get the push back down. And look, guys, we are finally doing very well with our value area low. Very well. Our golden pocket pounds. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. We're going to come up into this point of control in here soon. So we're looking good. We're looking good. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm up 85% on the Hyperliquid loan. And remember, I've taken the loan position several times. Took it through here, closed it out. Took it through here, holding on, baby, holding on. So yeah, um, we've taken this hype. I've taken a hype trade, plenty. Um, but if you've been holding on, the last setup was here where I said the SFP. That was the last setup in here on the Hyperliquid. If you wanted to get it from the low, but I ended up buying again one day on stream. We was looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting in, baby. I'm getting right on back in here, getting right on back in here, and so. Um, it's still going. We're still doing good. here on the hyperliquid trail, hyperliquid train. Um, it's going good. Don't forget that point of control will be coming up here soon. Reading a little bit toppy, and it is. It's toppy, so I would if it gets here directly, I would expect a rejection. It's gonna reject. And I don't want to sound like a guarantee or anything like that, but it's toppy. I'm looking at the extremities at 218, 82. That's toppy. 71. That's toppy. It is toppy. It's 5 out of 6. One more in here, and that's really going to send it over the top um, to extreme. So if we get in here, it's going to be a rejection point, and that's to be expected. It is the point of control, also. Okay, but just realizing how extended we're getting um, in here. Yeah, this is looking nice. This is nice, but we are getting extended. 71 there. Like I said, it's 71 there. 71 there. We're all the way up here. That's high. Could take a little while. I mean, it could walk the line. There's a such thing as walking the line, right? When it got high in here, initially, right through here, it got a little reaction and came up, and then it dropped. Same thing over here. It got had a 1-2 combination right in there, and then right in here, walked the line a little bit as it started to top with cloud cover right there. Same thing right here as well. 1-2. It seems like these 1-2s. So you got one right here. So that one's already been done, and then a 2 would be right here. So it's toppy. It's toppy. Let me put this back on the MACD. The MACD. But looking gorgeous nonetheless. Take a look at BNB real quick. Start to break down below the channel finally after all weekend and just kind of holding on to it. See it break down and try to come back up and hold it. I am looking for a move into here on BNB. If we get it, I'd be looking to re-enter if we get it and it looks right. It could be a nice entry point right here. I don't know why this is not like this. I apologize. Man, right here. Okay. I usually use the white when we're internal support and stuff, not over here. Apologize for that. Right now, it looks like we're doing this one, which I don't like. I don't like. So I don't like this one. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Yeah. So I'm looking for something in here. If we can get that and it looks right, then I can re-enter on BNB for a loan in here. And then we're looking at Ethereum and Solana as well. So just taking a look at those. Solana within this weekly range right here. Our weekly previous week high is here. Our previous week low is here. It's still in the center. Again, the blue circles is where Solana has been rejecting VWAP here on a macro basis, rejecting the VWAP in here. But as far as I'm concerned, where I would be interested in Solana, using a little bit of leverage, it's going to be either down in here or up here. So I'm just still waiting on that. May not get it, but it is something that I continue to wait for. It's just been sideways. It's just been sideways and down ever so slightly, just very light downwards. Like you can see how we're holding up pretty well. Walking the line. I'm not a big fan of walking the line, but you can see how when you walk the line, how that can lead to an explosive move when you just do that. Let me see what you look like on the. Ooh, I can't believe I don't have that over here. Hmm, interesting. Let me just add market state. I'm gonna hide these for now because I've been waiting for a long time and it's just on the chart right now for no good reason. But I still continue to look there. And again, you can see SMCI. I'm thinking we're gonna pull back on that one. That might be why my alert is going off. So you can see the multiple rejections here at the VWAP there. And then while I'm looking here at these areas right here, this has been our whole point right through here. And I mean, that's why I'm looking here and looking there. But anyway, let's check out Ethereum. Still holding up. Still holding the is that point of control? Yeah, still holding the point of control through here. And when I'm not counting on the point of control, I will be looking down here at the VWAP, which is 18.4, okay? When I'm not, I don't have my center points on in here. So let me do that. I'm sticking with this one though. I think this was a golden pocket or something like that. For now, if it happens, may not happen. And I'll just let the other one be. In fact, I can hide this one for now. Let's just hide that one. Let's just eliminate some noise on the chart. And we can see where we're stuck at. So if we do manage to push above this point of control, then that I will be looking for a rejection right here. A weekly high sits exactly here at this point of control, 1942. Mm-mm-mm. That looks good for Soul. I mean, for Ethereum, actually, it looks pretty good for Ethereum, but it could be a sharp drop back down. No bear divs across. Well, actually, right through here, slightly bear divs right there. But this actually looks pretty decent. Here is our high through here. So if I'm looking at momentum, it looks like the best thing you could do is look for a potential swing fail off of that if you're not feeling bullish at all. If you're not feeling bullish, should I adjust this one back here for? Yeah, swiped it a little bit right through there. So I'm gonna rotate it back to here. But overall, that current interval only. It looks pretty good. And you can see yeah, the liquidity here above the point of control. And again, probably back here into this midpoint right here, which it almost lines up with this closure right here. So 1960 for Ethereum. It looks pretty good. Unless it swing fails, it looks pretty good to me. Let's see. No trend just yet. So just pretty neutral. No trend. Just hide that. And let me just check something else out here. Move this up. Turn that off. I just want to look right here. Yeah, the bodies have not been able to get beyond this point. So, I mean, there just isn't a trend right now. I know I'm not going to pick up anything from here either. It's just going to be like this. Looks a lot like Bitcoin in terms of trying to see an expansion here off of the 4 hour time frame. The bottom is turned down, which is a plus, but the readings, I usually don't see it being successful at those readings. Maybe it proves me different this time. It could. I just usually don't see it. It, it 50, that's usually not the marker. Uh, it has to be somewhere around 100. No, 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 not that one. I'm sorry. We're well above it over here. Hold on. No, that's not gonna. No, that. I don't like it. I don't see it being successful. But I hope it. I don't see it being successful. Yeah, the only positive takeaway I got is that palm open a little bit. That palm is open a little bit on the 4 hour time frame. Uh, maybe it slow grinds up. We're wedging. We are wedging. a symmetrical triangle right now. Huh. Take that away. If we come back a little bit and hold, I can see us getting that expansion at that point. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be too successful of a breakout. I said the same thing for Bitcoin right now. It doesn't look like it would be too successful of a breakout for it. Which makes me want to look back at Solana again here. Let me see. This is just all the way different. Make sure I don't already have this in here too. I won't be able to go with that. Mm. Unfortunately, this is only corrective. We're overlapping, so it can't be anything more than that. Do I like this? I don't. I don't like that. I'm gonna delete it. Don't like that. I don't like any of it. I mean, that's just a stable line compared to the VWAP, which is going to flex a little bit. So I'm just going to use that for VWAP right now. And the rest just doesn't look right. So just wanted to look back and see what that was like. And let me just check SEC. I haven't really looked at it anymore here lately. Oh man, that just sucks. That just ticks me off and sucks. It's bringing back my memory for using $2 worth of margin accidentally, and ugh, I was hoping it would have dropped down, but didn't happen. Wedged out and popped up. So I guess I can forget about this. Dang, that just sucks. Whew, okay. It might just be weekend shenanigans. I don't know. But you can see how if you just walk in the line here on the zero, you bound to get some explosive move. So hopefully we'll see that somewhere else in the market that I'm in. Yeah. The screen. Let me go back to this chain link. I hold this one though. I mean, I do because for my spot bag, yes, but I'm not in a leverage position right now on this symmetrical triangle. I'm not in a wedge position right now. You see this little story over here? I try not to focus too much on those kind of things. And sometimes they do get in your ear if you see it, you just have a hard time kind of letting it go. So I'm seeing that. Let's check back over here on Bitcoin a little bit. Okay, we did get above our midpoint. We're now flipping that into support, it seems. Put this on the line chart. Yep, you can see we're flipping it into support now. So um, potentially flipping it into support. We haven't taken out this high just yet. Everything else looks okay. Yeah, everything else looks okay. Here on this 15-minute time frame. Okay. That's 64.8. All right, that's not looking too shabby. Here's the Bitcoin long. I thought I was gonna get stopped out yesterday when we did this little drop right here. You can see how close that came to me. You see that? 62. I mean, I'm using Blowfin, but you can see how close that came to me. I was like, man, I don't want to have to exit and re-enter, and because my stop loss was, I thought my stop loss was gonna get hit for sure. I did get stopped out the other day. Remember, I got stopped out the other day, and I took a little L, so I didn't want to. I'm break even this time. I pay fees if I do get stopped out, but if I can get to my TP up around 65.5, somewhere around those highs, then where that liquidity is sitting at, then you know, I'll make that little small hit back, plus more. So starting the morning out pretty good with Biddy. I like that. I haven't got into the stock market just yet. 732. Again, the next area of resistance is going to be coming in here. I will look around 60. Let's just say 64. I just want to round the numbers up to make it a lot easier. So 64,000. Now 64,000 is all the way up there. We're not going to do that. We're going to look right here at our midsection. So 63.9. Okay, 63.9 would be our next target up. If we get through here, take out this liquidity and come into this order block, 63.9 would be our next level right there. I like the way we just kind of danced on that and turned it into support. That is kind of cool. I like that. I like that. Come on for an hour. Come on for an hour. So my TP is right here above this candle right here. So I'm hoping that all of the liquidity through this point gets taken. up into here. So that's where I'm set to take my profit from. Um, if we get there, if we get there, everything is a if. All right. In terms of the stock market, I do want to just restate this again because I know how a lot of people are feeling on SpaceX right now. Just once again, August 20th unlocks are going to hit the market. So it's going to devalue um, stock a bit. You know what it is when you have extra in circulation. It's going to devalue the market a bit. So it's quite a bit that's going to hit the market on August 20th. And today is August 17th. So just please continue to remember that. Remember that, okay? For SpaceX. Oil. I don't know what this is, and we're just in the same place here on oil. I'm just gonna push right past that. Let me make sure there's nothing down here. Yeah, nothing ever since we broke that momentum down here. Just kind of been chopping around a bit. If it reclaims back above there, then the momentum is back on. But right now, actually, it's not bad. It's not a bad chart. This channel situation that's happening right here. I don't know what that's about. I don't like to use this one. I'm just looking. What the heck happened on USDT pair? What is that? Lord, I'm so glad I ain't playing around with it. Ooh, I am not. Oh no. What is that? What was that? Woe to anybody who dealt with that. Oh my gosh. What was that? Wow, that is wild, man. That is wild. Take a look at SPY here. Still bear flagging a little bit. Not bear flagging, but bear divs. Still a little bit of bear divs in here. At max pain 1 right here. Then of course our max pain 2 right there. So the macro momentum is still up. So nothing really to see here. Uh, Delta was the only thing that we had that was showing some weakness, but yeah, just sort of walking the line right now. But still bear div in here for now. Probably gonna round it top situation. I don't have a clear direction on that right now. I don't. I know we're in the place to be, and if we were to come into here, then I have clarity. But again, just a max pain level there and a max pain level there, 1.272, 1.618, right there, top side of the channel there. Aside from that, again, I don't have a clear read. That's the same thing we did when we looked at AVGO on the last stream. I said I didn't have a clear read. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was thinking could happen, which was price action go back to the top side of the channel if it stayed bullish, but I didn't have a clear read that day. I was like, I don't have any clarity. And the crazy thing is it ended up dropping. Like there was some bad news that came in and it ended up taking the tank back down to the breakout point and it's just been consolidating right there. I will take a look at that as well. But SPY, I really don't have any clarity on SPY right here, none whatsoever, aside from seeing the bearish divergence coming in. 4 hours not giving me any clarity. It's going to be my go-to time frame. Everything else is going to take too many hours to play out, and I don't want to go too low. So middle of the range is the 4 hour time frame. Nothing there. Apple holding up, looking pretty nice. I think I did look at Apple's chart. Yeah, Google, yeah, I mean, it's still holding up. Uh, Apple, I'm no longer in the Apple position. I did share that with you. I'm no longer in the Apple position, but it is still holding up validly. So that's good. I am in the Google loan and we're struggling a little bit through here. So I am in the Google loan. But when I was looking at it, I mean, on another chart as well. I was looking at it on another chart as well. It looks good for the move higher. Even so, I'm giving myself enough space through here. What I would like to see, something else I would like to see for it, I'm not seeing right now. I'm gonna put this on me. We still had this is my only concern right here. But that can just be consolidation. It doesn't have to be the worst thing ever, but we are putting in a little bit of a bear div after we got our momentum break through here. We are putting in a little bit of a bear div, okay? So anybody that's doing this, there is a little bit of bearish divergence in here right now, but I'm giving myself plenty of space on this one for it to work out. Next major pivot is down here at 338 also. Microsoft was another one that we were looking at. I wasn't bullish on Microsoft. I was bearish on Microsoft, but it is still holding up. Nonetheless, it's starting to look like a little bit of a head and shoulder formation with a break across here. From this point to this point right here, that would be your break. If that is the case, let's check the indicator and see if we have anything that suggests that. And it's holding up on that right there. Yeah, I mean, I would have looked at the three. I mean, I was bearish on it. I was in the short position. I closed it. I got scared of it, and I closed it out. That's the story. That's the truth. So it's holding on to that neckline right now. But yeah, that would have been the bear, and then play it out right there. Um, I'm truly scared of. I'm scared of that one. Amazon was looking good. Amazon was looking really good, really good. I almost made a decision to jump back into Amazon. What we did from our breakout point, we came back and we back tested that here. So if you look at our breakout point, which was across here, let me just straighten this out. There you go. I straighten it out for you. But breakup back test. Whoop. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good right there. It looks like it's like a 382 um, uh, fit retracement. Let me put these on here like that. Let me make sure that that's correct. It looks like it's about a 382. You know how I feel about a good 382, baby. You know how I feel about a good 382. Now, I'm not gonna forget that Zuck is selling a whole lot. Zuck is selling a whole lot. He's being careful with it, so I do appreciate that. Gotta, cover that spending. But yeah, the breakup, the back test of the breakout level right here, and if we get that push up, I would be looking for an extension, especially off of a 382. Like, I love a good 382. I might consider I might consider going back in on Amazon. I am Amazon with my own capital, but I'm talking about some leverage. So I do still hold my Amazon position, just not a leverage position. And that's what I'm when I'm saying going back in, I'm talking about taking a leverage position. But that ooh-wee. Let me just put on the bullish boys. The bullish boys. Let's extend these bullish boys out. I want it to stay right there. I don't even want you coming down here. I don't even want to see that. Hold that back test and keep going. But it was looking pretty good. I must say, Amazon looking pretty good. TSM, we were seeing the rejection on the last stream. We ended up getting the breakdown there. Now we're coming back up. I don't know what that is about, but we are coming back up. Let me see on the 24 if I had anything in here that I was watching. Nope, there was nothing on the 24 that I was watching. I just knew that this could likely see a breakdown, and it was pretty quick. We're holding a major. That light line right there is a major pivot that we're holding currently. It's putting in bull divs. Sadly, it could be a rounding situation and not a straight to the downside. Even though we got that break, I don't like that kind of stuff, but it happens. Like everything can look like a great setup, and then that happens. So. Mm. This is what happened to me on Microsoft, and then it came back up, and I got stopped out, and I got scared of it. Um, but yeah, right now it is a bull div. You can tell from this point to this point right here, price action is above there, and momentum is below it, and it's just walking the line, here, sideways. I guess we keep going. Kind of sucks though. I mean, more locally. Let me turn these off. But I'm gonna do something different so I can give y'all some numbers. Uh, I don't want three numbers to be honest with you, but uh, so 442.87 would be what we were looking for if we were looking for some sort of a rejection in here. it would be there. I could have went with this one, and in another occasion, I would have went with that one, but I just want to be more local since we do still have the bear divs in here uh, on TSM. Uh, just run through here real quick. Bitcoin is getting that push up. Beautiful, baby. So AVGO, just real quick. Broadcom. We did see that we rejected here at a major pivot here around 4:30. I couldn't really get a good read on it the other day, but I knew that when I initially posted on it, I was looking for it to come up here, and that was a little while back when I posted on it. And we got the breakout, and everything was looking good. Some news came in, some crap situation with Broadcom, and we've back tested here now. Oh, that just gave me an idea. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That just gave me an idea. Sorry, because I was trying to figure out how do I make that go away because I don't like that extra line showing up in there. I really don't want to see those. Just want to see it like that. Good, 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 good. All right. I mean, at this point, I don't. I just really don't expect for this to just come here after that news and then bounce off of that, just be a simple back test and keep going. Maybe back around 402, 403 here, see a rejection and then a continuation down. May even be able to start to count this as a five-way move to the downside. And this could be child abduction, um, sadness. Uh, might be able to get a motive out of this for AVGO. Yeah, might be able to get a motive out of this. I'm just going to pull off of this one right here. Yeah, that lines up with what I just said. So maybe somewhere around this 403, if it does continue to push up, I would look for a rejection right there around that 403 and for this to continue to the downside, back inside of this pattern formation. Um, unless some more news comes out that changes everything, but um, that one just took a big nuke. Can we even say that word? I don't want to say something I can't say. AVGO. I guess if there was anything else I needed to look at, which EMU is looking pretty good. AMD still consolidating um, at the point of control right now. Slide this out. I mean, if I can find it. Actually, I just hit extend and then that way uh, I can just not extend later. But hitting that point of control right now, I think that we usually look at this one from a 24 hour uh, chart, but hitting point of control right now. Looking to get above that point of control. But still just holding sideways. It's not performing too bad. Again, I would like to be able to buy it down here. I don't have any interest as it sits around these highs. But it does need to make a decision and actually see a breakthrough. Right now, this will continue to be resistance for me. Um, I mean, beautiful support level on that initial bounce, but yeah, I am not a buyer, not right now. I have to go lower. Uh, Intel was one that we were looking at for the rejection through here. And when we looked at it, we were that day. I was like, "Well, let me just find what a 50 is," and we actually hit that 52. So that was all right here. Looking for the breakdown. I think momentum is still no momentum is not. Well, for the most part, it is. It's still positive right now. Uh, locally, locally, it is still positive. I wonder if I can push the boundaries on this. No, I can't cut it. So locally, momentum is still positive. I do want to see it start to break down. It looks like it will break here first, which could lead to some sort of bullish divs. Bitcoin got rejected. It looks like it could lead to some bullish divs on the breakdown right here. There's no way this is going to match up. So it could consolidate a little bit more in here on Intel, but we were at this rejection point on Friday, and yeah, sort of holding on right now. Looking for that to continue down. AMAT, I know it's not performing well. I don't want to get into that one. We were looking at SanDisk, which did end up breaking through the initial one. So we were looking right here at a potential rejection point right here. It did show this move here, and it did break above it. And then, of course, our next one was here at the value area high here, also the midpoint with the order block right here. We are starting to see a reaction in here. We had remained toppy throughout here. The momentum, in terms of the momentum, though, you can see how the momentum never got its breakdown through here, but it's showing that it possibly could happen now. But you never know. I don't want to wait on one signal altogether, but it is very useful. But I don't want to wait on one signal altogether. So anybody that did take this one, you initially did get something out of it, and you stop loss to break even. But see if this can't be the rejection point right here. Very likely this could be the rejection point right here. It'll probably consolidate. You probably won't go straight down off of that, but this was the second era place of decision for this toppiness that we have been seeing here on price action for SanDisk. And I'm simply looking for a move back into order block. So this can change. You may not get everything. I can take this one away because it did break through that one. And this is the last one right here. So you could choose to have a little less risk before it does the break below here. Let me move this slightly so we don't see that little dot sitting above it. But you can see momentum still holding through here until we see that breakdown. So that first setup, what's going to do it? We're still grinding up. MACD was still blue, like still rising. Delta just kind of in and out, but coming closer to the zero line. So you know this is going to see a drop. Just to be clear, it is toppy. It is at the point of control. Hasn't quite tapped it. Maybe you're petty like me at times and you want to see it actually tap it. But we are looking for that breakdown at this last zone. I can get rid of this one now. So I'm going to drop this. And that's our focus right there. And then again, like I said, this through here, where this order block is, and this prior high. right here for SanDisk. And I think that that was it. But we were looking at SanDisk and AMD, and Palantir was seeing a little bit of sell come in here on Palantir. Bullish divs across here nonetheless. It would need to break 50, so it would need to lose its mean. It's still holding above its mean reversion here. So if I put this on, we can see where the mean is at. So it's still holding. You see it tagging that mean, which is that green line right there. It's still tagging the mean, holding up on the mean. It's when it slips the mean, when it absolutely loses the mean, then this bear div that we've been seeing, that'll start to play out. So if you have bear divs and bull divs at the same time, whichever direction the chart is moving in, it has to do a mean reversion and lose the mean in order for those bull divs to really start to give. And again, we're just holding the mean right now. Mean, of course, let me pull that up. Mean, of course, is your 50, which I don't have on, which I could just simply turn on, but I won't. I won't. So you can see how you're holding your mean right here. Slightly, let me turn my candle regimen off. Let me get that out of there. All right, so you can see how you're slightly above that mean, as you're slightly above that mean right here as well. But yeah, have to lose that mean. Delta is already in a great position down below, and as long as it doesn't turn up and it doesn't bounce from here, then you really don't have a reason to expect more than what you're getting until that happens. So MACD still above here. That means it could look to continue up. Weakness in here, but I mean, yeah, as long as it's holding there, I don't. Yeah, you got nothing right now. The probabilities increase when it starts trading below there, and then your MACD starts to roll over a lot more. But right now, it's cool. Let's see what Burry's doing. Michael Burry is bearish on Bitcoin, and he could be in the right spot. I would agree with him if I wouldn't be bearish. A little short-term volatility to the downside, sure, but bearish, I think that that's extreme. So anyway, 172. 172 is what you need right about now. 172. Start trailing below 172. I would look for support here. This is going to be your secondary mean, depending on what your look back is. This is going to be your secondary mean here, currently around 166. Just round that number up, around 166. Okay, so that is the point, the value area high, 166 right here. This is going to be a secondary mean if we do see that rollover. If not, Barry's going to get squeezed. Berries get squeezed, baby. Berries make juice. Berries get squeezed. And Michael is buried. Maybe he gets buried. I don't know. I'd rather say berries. That sounds better. I don't like the other one. Forgive me. All right, I'm still in the arm race. Got the larger one right here. This is just, I'm gonna just say the word spot. It's my spot over here. Took the long from there. Spot over here. And this is my leverage position that I'm in right now. Still holding on. Hasn't stopped me out yet. And then you came real close right there. Let's hide you. It came real close on that candle right there, but it didn't tap me out, thank goodness. And it comes up different if you're using the USDT too. So you can get stopped out on USDT and be like, what the heck? What the helly? That can be the situation there. Qualcomm still holding up. Still having an issue right here. This was a long time ago when we drew out this line right here. I can't remember how long ago this was. This was a very long time ago when we drew out this can it reclaim. And I'm pretty sure if I zoom out on daily, actually closed above it. Okay, I wanted to say it didn't, but I can't say that it didn't because it did close above it. It failed it. It is a trouble spot. It's a big trouble spot for Qualcomm, but nonetheless, um, you got that Qualcomm, you got that Qualcomm. I keep having problems every time I get on that chart. Get on this chart. Let me get Qualcomm. I looked at something else that we looked at a long time ago. We got some earnings this week. I'm not covering them. I put a poll on X and I asked like what companies you were interested in. And then that way I would put my time and efforts into doing the analysis for it. Cause I like to find a winner for you guys. I really like to find a winner for you. I didn't get any I didn't get any participation in that poll, and that tells me that people are not interested in it. And as long as you're not interested in it, then I can just not do the extra work. So I didn't do any of it, and I'm not going to really cover it too much. But we do know that Walmart is reporting earnings for this week anyway. Walmart, Home Depot, Baba, TJ Maxx, quite a few Lowe's, uh, Target is reporting, Ross is reporting. So quite a few of your big retail companies are reporting earnings this week. We had a couple this morning to report earnings, but I'll cover them after the fact. I'm not going to cover them now because nobody was interested. And if you're not interested, then I don't want to waste your time either. I just talk about what I want to talk about. So I think that was it on the. I can tell you some things I'm looking for some pullbacks on right now. I'm looking for a pullback on now, which is already happening. Did we make it up here to our 129? It looks like we tapped it perfectly. Yeah. All of my pivots, they're locked up. Let me just pull. Surprised we didn't hold it as support. Usually, if we uh, these are the majors. It's a lot more. I won't bother you with all that. I'll deal with it myself. The next one up is going to be around 140 though. As we look back at Bitcoin. Look back over here at Chainlink. Man, I don't want this one to pump right now. Because I want to take a new entry on Chainlink. I think that pretty much covered anything through here. MU. I mean, you can see where your next level is actually at on your major pivot anyway. It's 1020. You don't want to ever initially, just because it breaks it, you don't ever want to initially. You want to see it reject the point, not looking for an absolute tap, even though I was just, mentioning that with the other chart, but really, through here must be the point of control or something, right through here. And it must be hitting the point of control right across here, right here. Don't know. Do I have that in here? Do I have one in here? I have a fixed range volume profile. Okay. So I would have pegged it to be up here a little bit higher. I would have put it right here. It is slightly above it based on this chart, based on the actual. Uh, Hold on. Why you look like that? That might be my problem. Let's unlock. I think it's because it was done off of a different time frame. Let me just actually cut those and let me just see it like this, because for me, I would have, yep, see, that's how I would have did it. I would have did it exactly like I just said. So that makes sense right there. It is at the point of control. Uh, I can get rid of this. So yeah, MU. Um, Everything looks fine on the 24-hour time frame. It looks like it's trying to actually come up on the 24-hour time frame. Um, yeah, it's trying to recover on the 24-hour time frame, which is beautiful. So that would give me a thought that it would get through here. It's just around a 57 on your RSI, 69, which you might get some volatility from that momentum. There, 25. Yeah, like this is trying to push higher according to the 24-hour time frame. I like this. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. MACD came above the zero line right here. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's what you want to see, something like that. And then that's looking good as well. I can already see the momentum break through here. So this looks good on the 24-hour time frame. It might just be the 24-hour. That's the issue right now. So you get a pullback. This is a good entry. You be able to get a good entry on this. We can see if we can't get something along the lines of trend line back test. Otherwise, we won't get that much out of a move down. It'd be nice if it came back into these highs right here, right? If it came back into these highs and held these highs for that move up. But can we get that? So I would basically be looking at order block tap right here for the most part. That high volume node right there. Mm. I don't know how likely that is, but I like it. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I like this though. If we could get something like that, I would like it. Yeah. So that would be a mean reversion on this time frame. Actually, the mean reversion is going to come in a little bit higher. It's going to come in at 945. Mean reversion is going to come in right here. And then this is a more macro mean reversion right here. So I don't really see anything in here that would make me look there as opposed to looking here. Uh, I really don't, unless it's a trend line thing. And yeah, even that line's in right here. So I'll see if this happens and it looks right at the time when it happens. I would consider a long entry on this simply because the 24-hour time frame looks really decent in terms of trying to come up. It looks pretty decent. I would expect for the momentum through here to hold as well. So that would be the other thing. Right through here is about 52. I mean, that mean reversion is a little bit higher though. But I don't see anything in here. It starts to get scary when you do like that 2-8, but that is what I would look for personally. So that's about 916 on MU. If we get it, we get it. We don't, then it just continues to push up higher from here, unfortunately. Uh, but at the point of control right now, so not looking too bad. Bitcoin. Before I get out of here, let me just say how much I love and appreciate you for coming through. Coming through. I really, honestly appreciate it. As always, everything is done with honesty. I do it because I love it, and I love it. Just top side of our range right now. I mean, that was a bad rejection, to be honest. Probably waiting on markets to open right now. The only thing we have this week is we have Jackson Hole, okay? So I didn't really need to get into any of that, this stuff right here. So you'll see right here the FOMC meeting minutes. It's just Jackson Hole. We have that, and that's on Wednesday at 2 p.m. It will be more so rate focused right through here. So be aware of that. And that's on Wednesday. Aside from that, everything else is nothing majorly impactful. Um, nothing majorly impactful. Yep. Not for this week. Just Jackson Hole. We do have Philly on Thursday with some unemployment claims, medium impact news right there. But Wednesday, Wednesday could bring some volatility into the market, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. There. And that's it. I will now, from this point, go over and start tweeting a whole bunch of stuff. Go over and start tweeting a whole bunch of stuff. MU looks good though. Oh, jeez. I know I'm not on MU chart right now. I'm on Bitcoin, but MU looks nice. If it can get a pullback, I would be interested. That 24 hours looking juicy on MU. It looks juicy. It looks juicy. Oh, Biddy. This is going to be such a small zone right here. Maybe I'll look at a fair value gap. Uh, I don't like it. Yeah, that's about a fair value gap right there. 786. This fair value gap right here would be 786. Uh, Let me just share this right here one more time before I go. Right here too, I just threw the Bollinger Bands on. I just wanted to kind of see what MU was doing through here. So you can see the mean reversion here on the Bollinger Band also comes in similar to where the mean reversion is going to be at for your RSI as well. So your 20 SMA is there. And then of course the second one that I was looking at, which would be right here, which is a really great entry if it could happen. I don't know that's going to happen. It is in the trap right now, trading within the trap. So if you're bullish on it, you would expect for, if you're super bullish and you're not looking for any sort of a pullback from this point, then you just want to see it hold through this point right here. You could just do a channel on this part right here. So this little small section right here. Actually, before I turn that off, let me just do this. You could just do um, just need to bring that up to there. I preferred for it to actually be on this right here because that's what it broke out from there. Maybe I should move it up. That's what I tend to do. Um, but I'm gonna give it some leverage. I'm gonna give it some space for that mean reversion to take place if it does. So you would be looking at it something like this right here. Understanding that the lower bounds of this channel is going to be your mean reversion right here. So you want it to hold that and continue to push throughout this section right here. Let me see if a 50 comes in that center point. I don't like that, so I'm gonna let that be. Let me adjust it for this time frame a little bit. So you just want to respect the situation through here. Uh, it doesn't really give much of a pullback, but again, like I said, that mean reversion would be somewhere around about this lower bound right here. If it holds that, then great. If it doesn't, then perhaps this could happen to 916. But if you're just bullish and you like, I'm just going to immediately take a long entry somewhere. If it were to come down here, then I would be looking at that pivot there, stop loss below the low in here, stop loss below that low, and looking for it to continue higher. I was looking at the idea of price action actually coming above. Um, I think I was looking at 1100. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at the idea of price action coming above 1100, which is going to be above this point right here. Especially considering that 24-hour time frame for MU, especially considering that. But for me, that's kind of going to be my thesis. It's going to be this, but right now I'm leaning more towards this situation right here within this parallel. And then we'll check back later to see how that goes, and maybe I'll post up on this right here. Let me just see one more. Let me see what it looks like over here. 284. That looks fine. Little squeeze right there. I'm gonna put on a more local VWAP. Let's go session. So holding VWAP. We'll flip for a weekly. Weekly is just getting started as well. Yeah. So that I like that. I like this a lot more in this case. Right here. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right. So more locally. They got this new version of VWAP now. Update to the latest version, which turns all of this on. I hate the backfills. For MU. All right, it's not bad. All righty. All righty. Just look back at my thing over here. Ugh, that's discouraging. Let me get this off of here. That is so discouraging for my Google Play. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Mm-mm. All right. Everybody have a wonderful day.